Battle bus is launched, folks. We're getting into game number 2. Here it is, a live look at everyone dropping on down. What adjustments will we see? Who will catch the team at the top of the leaderboards? Again, we'll have scoreboards and standings for you guys here soon. There's a look at the top right of where everyone's fanning on out. This is a direct middle bus everywhere on the map going to be in play.
Now the cube there, I'm interested to see if somebody drops in over the cube. There's quite a bit of loot up top, but the island that was originally in the middle of Loot Lake, now Leaky Lake, as we saw a little relabeling on the map earlier, I think it was last week or the week before. Actually, it looks like two teams, Nice, Nanolite. We have a couple players dropping in up top. You see on the mini-map at the top right, there's actually a llama down in the water underneath the small, you can see the little icon there.
Yep. So one llama up by Lazy, you've got one llama down there in the lake, and then one by Dusty Divot. So it's absolutely awesome.
Here at the creepy castle up top, Maddie and Tina, and on one of the top of the pillars, trying to make a little bit of coverage here. This early, probably not a ton of materials. You see 4 builds available for Devious from Sora Frosty. Trying to shoot into the top of the window there with the grappler.
The grappler is my favorite item in Fortnite. The mobility it gives you. The key things in these competitive maps, right, are that you need to not hesitate at all when you make plays, and the grappler lets you just immediately close the gap, get aggressive when you have the slightest advantage on an opponent. See Maddie right now with some quick edits.
Cover herself a little bit as she's trying to push up, get as much material as possible. She ran out there just building that last ramp, but she's gonna have to defend herself shortly here. Hopefully she has a top-down Maddie engaging. Devious gets a shotgun shot off. A little bit of damage, but they still have shield. Frosty, Devious. Little resource sharing there inside the bottom of that pillar. Not a lot of aggressive play here, only because I'm assuming the material count is so low this early. These two teams landed directly on top of each other. Got to build up that little one-by-one on top of what's already built, the natural cover there. Frosty getting, looks like 18 damage off of that mini he just got them popping.
You mentioned low materials. Frosty literally had 6 brick when we swapped to this perspective.
2 builds available now. Only 7 shotgun shells, 5 bandages. Resources this early are so low. It's going to be a very chess-like gameplay between these two teams.
And
who can get that one shot? Who's going to make a mistake first? The 20 damage long-range shot there.
The loot at the castle is already still not safe though. And again, 25 seconds away from Make It Rain. $10,000 more up for grabs for the team that gets the most eliminations in zones 3 and 4.
Now, last game, 8 eliminations was the count that determined who won that $10,000 Make It Rain bonus. But depending on the circle placement and how these players are playing over the course of their heat, things might change. 8 eliminations might not be what's required in this next one. It all depends on play styles. You're going to see some grenades coming in, and there it is. The very beginning, Flame actually getting the double elim on Vertex and Frosty. Frosty had the grappler, but it didn't pay off there.
I'm wondering, did those 2 elims that just happened, were they in Make It Rain or not?
Timing.
Were they in Make It Rain or not? We'll have to wait for the official word on that, but either way, Make It Rain bonus has begun. The team with the most eliminations during this time between the 3rd and 4th circle will wind up winning that $10,000. If there are 2 teams tied, or if no one gets an elim, then that money carries on to the next game. It looks like this was from, okay. We just want to show you the glider.
Very beautiful glider. K-Sid and Cowboy looking to their west right there, trying to see that edit and replace. Immediately repairing it, makes it just so they can see through. The stink bomb coming, pushing K-Sid back to the back of his little tunnel right there. Mitro.
What a fantastic inventory for Mitro. 2 elims so far. You got minis, bandages, grappler, everything you could ever want.
Tfue and Tinny here.
There's Cloaksy in the feed, knocking out Risker from 100 Thieves. Minis now will be popped.
Noobtra and Novi just went down on the feed to 2 players from Hero. Even our high elim players are getting knocked out relatively early. Some of these games, just because positioning can be tough, depending on the circle rotation. Now fighting out in the storm here. Majin goes down. Tinny, the knock.
There's no way they're going to try to res. No way.
The storm. It's a very long distance rotation here.
Oh! they're still down. And they quickly tapped escape there to bring up the scoreboard. 4 limbs in total. That was not enough to secure another point.
1 point, though, it might be all it takes, just depending on the placement relative to the other teams.
Well, they already had points from last game, too.
Exactly.
If you remember. So they're still in a fantastic position, continuing to get points on the board. Here comes the rotations now as everyone beginning to soar on forward. You see that was Mountain quickly editing that pyramid. The pyramid is one of the it's one of the signs of a player that I feel like you see a pyramid begin getting built when you're facing them, and you're like, okay, this person, they're above bot level. Is that the nice way to say it?
I don't. You said it, not me. Let the record show. But you're not wrong. Players that know how to layer the floors as they're building, whether they have a height advantage over somebody and they're trying to build it in the zone, they'll put a flat surface and then a pyramid, flat surface, pyramid, just to try and make progress forward. That doubling up kind of secures any shots from above or below. They don't have to worry about a push from any direction other than maybe potentially their sides.
Jammies.
Just trying to build his way into the safe zone there.
That's rough.
Godnick in the feed, taking Roto down. Shade taking Godnick out.
2 minutes and 22 seconds remaining on the Make It Rain bonus. Oh, that's you're not able to walk through that wall. There you go. Now they found their way out of their own build.
Tunneled themselves in.
Oh,
getting
gosh.
Shot from above, it looks like from the, was that northeast? They're moving in, just trying to build a little bit of a tunnel, anything for cover from above, because you never know who might be watching. They're inside the safe zone now, so they're going to do, this is super common. Build up as many boxes, edit yourself in.
And they've got people
they
right on top. They've got people right on top. Quick edits coming in. You've got to be careful having that rocket launcher in these quick edits where we've seen it before. It's happened to, I'm going to be honest, Ninja countless times in the skirmishes. Him and his teammate. One goes to shoot a rocket out, the other goes to edit the window. They wind up just hitting themselves. I think that happened twice to Ninja with his partners in the fall skirmish. But hey, it's because how fast those edits are. If you are not on the exact same wavelength, they could come back to bite you.
Now, at this point, you have 56 players in this circle, Jack. 56. And the area that they're in, minus what's left of Fatal Field and kind of the northwest edge of the map, once this starts to close, there's not a lot of natural cover.
It's basically like 56 players stacked into a Greasy Grove size map right now. As again,
FPS getting knocked by JDW in the feed. Eternal going down to the general. JDW finishing that. Elam gets himself another one there. Sager Studios gets a knock. Devious from Soar, who we watched earlier. That feed in the bottom left is going to be your best bet to know exactly how things are playing out right now, because as this circle closes, we got 38 seconds, 56 players left still alive, and the Make It Rain bonus has 30 seconds left for 10,000. The most eliminations, so long as there is a team that is clearly in the lead during this circle, comes away with 10,000. Now, if there's a tie, that 10K rolls over to the next round.
Check it on in now. Tfue and Cloakzy still in this game. Tfue with 2 eliminations. Not sure where Cloakzy stands. This looks like they're continuing to fight close. So many materials still ready to go. And now with the spray coming from up top, they know let's full spray this wall. Tfue with the knock. This would put him at 3, which would automatically be a point. There it is. So no matter what Cloakzy has to his name, they've already earned another point for themselves. A trap! No! The trade there, as I can tell you, Kaysen
Monster
is so frustrated at that.
Monster's got to be happy with himself. That quick heads-up play, potentially at that moment, knowing he's not going to win that. So placing the trap and saying, last second, you're coming with me. You don't get to survive this.
Cloakzy smelt it, or dealt it, and Blue Hawk smelt it. So that looks like a quick elimination there from the Stink Grenade. They are very far from this next zone.
You pointed out earlier, Tfue sitting on 3 of his own. Cloak has 2, which is 5. That's 2 eliminations for them already, and there's 41 left in this.
Wow. So they've earned themselves another 2 points in this game as they continue to, well, run away with the score at the moment.
Frequel, 4 eliminations of his own. Looks like the most in the game for a solo player so far. Mowgli
they had another rift to go, just like last game. So Cloakzy in both games has had a rift to go.
And Tfue has another heavy sniper rifle.
Do they just like, is there like something that they spawn these weapons in with?
How are they getting these setups every single game?
Look at this. They're just floating on in. They're more than happy.
Let everybody else fight it out.
Not to see up here, not to see up here.
At this point, too, I don't think any of these players are going to look up anyway because there's so much movement on the ground level. There's no reason to look up.
34 left, quick windows coming in. You're just looking for those fast shots on the opposing players. Devious and Frosty way up top. We checked in with them all the way early on in the game. Think of where they've had to travel from. They went from the castle in the northwesternmost part of the map now to right around Fatal Fields. It looks like they'll go ahead and try to finish this elimination. There it is. It's at least 1 point on the board for Frosty and Devious.
We've seen these two players from Hero in the feed quite a bit. Icy taking 3 full out in the feed. FPS getting Emperor from Envy. 30 players left, 20 seconds until this next circle, and the circle is going to start to move.
Uh-oh, low on ammo for these players. If they're having to split like that, and already they only had around 100. It's the one player's name. Here we go, Mowgli and Sorn. Now inching forward, 5 seconds. This is where, to be honest, everything just goes insane.
Looks like maybe a 1v1 there against Sean, stuck up above Cloak. Tfue trying to box himself in, put himself in a good position. He's got the grappler. One of the best parts about the change with the glider and the grappler together is you can grapple towards the surface, fly past it, and deploy that glider.
Yep.
You don't need a structure to jump off of necessarily. You can do it off of a tree, anything that's already freestanding. You have a lot of mobility options with that. So Tfue was in a great spot because of it. He just has to make sure that his position as he's flying in, he's got to watch for these rotations. We've seen players, they're not looking up necessarily, depending on what's going on around them. So he doesn't have to potentially worry about getting shot out of the sky. But you've got, this is the scene on the ground, and I don't blame Tfue and Cloak for avoiding it completely.
Yeah, no, everything just going crazy. 15 seconds till the zone closes, and look at how fast it's moving now on that mini-map. Everything closing on in. Tfue down to just 19 HP. They're on the low ground now. This is looking like a rough spot for this duo. No healing to Tfue's name. No idea if Cloaksy has it in. Let's see if there's a quick pass off here. Doesn't appear so. I think they're out of healing, out of builds now for Frosty. He's stuck. One more zone to go. 27 players left. Very good.
Just wait to see who rotates out here. The number of little boxes and bases being built up. A lot of really solid shots from Frosty there. Knows that player has no shield now as soon as he saw the yellow, that crit damage pop up. But look at the number of players still in the field here. Tfue and Cloak still trying to make their way through. You see Sean from Ghost very low, actually gets eliminated right.
Tfue's on high ground.
Right as I say it.
I think they're all trying to fight Tfue for high ground. As there goes Cloaksy. He gets chunked.
Devious. Tfue all by himself, potentially the very top of the map right now. Hopefully
he's out
nobody looks up. That's why he's not building the pyramids in that moment too. He's worried the most right now just about making it into the zone. He can't secure his own builds.
And there you go. This is the high. How does Tfue always get here? Look at this. How does he always get here? In his mind right now, he's just looking to trim the fat, get rid of as many players as possible. He's not going to win a heal off. He needs to basically handle the rest of the lobby by himself, or let everyone else here.
Or let them handle each other. That's basically what's happening. He doesn't necessarily have to shoot down. If they're going for placement points too, there's 10 left, 9 left as I say it. Giganza goes down. JDW, the 2 players from Hero, 6 eliminations.
Wow.
Already to his name. 7 players left.
And moving on in, you see Left Eye and Geber playing at mid-ground level. They got players above, they've got players below. 7 in total. This is where your hand is basically forced if you're a player that can't win a heal off. Hero, they're playing low ground because guess what? They can't build a single wall. 40 seconds left on this zone. It's slowly closing on in. We know Tfue can't heal. We know he's got to make some sort of play to drop on down to potentially either stay alive and just hope people forget about him up top.
I don't know if you noticed, but Tfue's actually letting them build his floors out underneath him. He doesn't have anything left to build with. He has to let somebody else secure his own platforms, and they're doing that. Maybe they don't realize he's up there. 4 left. Tfue's still in another elim, 3 left.
He got bandages. No, there's no way. This can't happen again. It's gonna tick way too hard. There's no way he outlives the zone. He's trying to break on down. The zone is moving. Tfue spraying down onto Hero. He hasn't broken down yet. He's still looking for it. He's gonna try to pop this heal as he's moving with the zone. It's gonna do way too much damage. Yeah, there's no way. You see.
Can you believe how his ability to stay alive just wasn't enough?
Hey, he did that all with 19 HP. There was 30 players left when he had 19 health. And then he was, what, second? There you see him with the little flex. As, wow. They get that far, but I believe it was Stockholm that winds up taking the actual game itself, and there's a celebration there as players just laughing the victory royale on their screen. No better feeling in Fortnite.
A lot of these players, the timing is literally everything for the last second there. I apologize for not realizing the name of the team that won. It cut so quickly.
Yeah,
Hopefully we see that here in a second.
Yeah, there he is. So who got second and who got third? They like dropped at the same moment. I can't tell. But hey, it doesn't get much better than that. He's got healing outside the zone. He knew it. Look. The pop-off, we probably need a new headset there as that might be broken. But either way, the relief. Again, top 12 teams make it to Sunday and wind up playing for that huge amount of prize money on the line there. I believe we'll be having maybe an interview from these players here momentarily. But 2 games in, halfway through Heat 1 so far.
Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to never miss best Fortnite moments. We upload new video every day.